For this phylogenetic tree, we will look at the evolutionary relationships that have arisen in respect to Nintendo game consoles. We must first understand the definition of OTUs. The acronym OTU stands for Operational Taxonomic Units. OTUs can be either multi- or single-celled organisms, viruses, or even genes that have evolved over time. In this case, the OTUs are various Nintendo game consoles. When looking at a phylogenetic tree, there are two types of evolution that can occur: anagenesis or cladogenesis. Anagenesis is considered linear evolution. An anagenesis, a slow accumulation of adaptations in the OTU, causes a new OTU to be produced. For example, with the Nintendo 3DS, manufacturing changes in its appearance caused the development of the 3DS XL. Cladogenesis is the branching off of one OTU into two new OTUs. To start a phylogenetic tree, an outgroup should be used to help root it. An outgroup is an OTU that is a distant relative for the rest of the OTUs. Incorporating an outgroup allows one to compare relationships between OTUs. In this tree, the Nintendo Super System, an arcade machine model, is the outgroup. While it is used to play games, it is not a portable system like the rest of the tree. The outgroup will have the longest branch due to being the most distant ancestor. The shorter the branches are, the more recent it has evolved. With this in mind, the most recent common ancestors are the Nintendo Switch and the Wii U. These two OTUs have the shortest branches in respect to the entire phylogenetic tree, meaning that they are the most recent models made by Nintendo. Internal nodes are where the tree branches off between OTUs. Internal nodes represent characteristics or genes that differentiate them. The first internal node is the portability. The second internal node describes the difference between television versus handheld consoles. Looking at the top portion of the phylogenetic tree, we have the Wii, the Wii U, and the Nintendo Switch. The difference between the Wii and the Wii U and Nintendo Switch is that these two consoles have touchscreen compatibility. What makes the Nintendo Switch different from the Wii U is that it has additional features the Wii U does not possess, including multiplayer gaming system. Looking at the middle portion of the phylogenetic tree, the first difference that we have are touchscreen versus non-touchscreen consoles. These are all touchscreen, while these two were not. The difference between the Game Boy Advance and the Game Boy Color is the size screen and layout. The Game Boy Advance is held horizontally and has a larger screen than the Game Boy Color. Going up to the touchscreen consoles, the first difference we have is the screen lighting. These three consoles have the ability to adjust the screen light settings, while the Nintendo DS does not. The next difference, or internal node, was the camera feature. The DS Lite does not have a camera, while the Nintendo DSi and 3DS do. Finally, the other internal node is the 3D feature. The Nintendo DSi and the Nintendo 3DS are very similar, except the 3DS has the ability to play your video games 3D.